What's going on YouTube? Earth Power here with CBH.
How's it going, everybody?
And we are back with another match in the play-in tournament, trying to find a deck to seed in the 16th seed in our Season Two's bracket tournament, using the finished meta, trying to find, again, another best deck. So you guys have already seen Wave Strikers versus Waterfire Rush. Waterfire Rush taking that match 2-1 in a stunning upset on Wave Strikers yet again. And tell them what we got for them today.
We have the
CBH.
other round of 4 match, Light Fire Nature Jungle versus Water Dark Fire Deklo Tanz. And hey, if you don't know what either of these decks are, go back on the channel. We have quick 3 to 5 minute deck profiles that we haven't recorded yet as of me saying this, so that's just a note that we need to do that sometime that you can
Yep.
watch and see what's up with these decks. But let's jump right onto the match and see how this shakes out.
So jungle is the name for essentially like a faster version of mid range. We've just been calling it jungle. I think a lot of other in the IDC meta, I think the other name for it when I was trying to figure it out before is tribal, and so I think jungle was just like a, what do you call it, an offshoot of that terminology. But it's essentially a
Yeah.
mid range deck that plays slightly more up tempo.
And, as for the tribal piece, you are basing it somewhat around initiates with the Kaiser Basiku. I don't know how to pronounce that second word, but, you got some Petrova action, some Kaiser action.
Absolutely. Yeah, Kaiser was the whole basis for this deck. Just a 5-drop massive initiate that is kind of unblockable against most control decks. So,
And hey, this
and
is a
that's
control deck, and it
yeah,
has
and that's
fires, so Kaiser's going to be unblockable. Yes,
absolutely
Spencer Swan is on Water Dark Fire Deklo Tanz, retooled from Season 1, but relegated to the play-in bracket. Because it didn't do it made top 8 actually in Season 1, so it didn't do too badly. Retooled with some chargers. I mean, you can see all the changes in the deck profile. But we will see if it can, stave off the onslaught of Carl's aggressive mid-range deck here, as we are deep in the tank. With me off camera on that first mana decision. Yeah, putting
yeah.
Gajira Boot down early, it feels kind of bad because this deck has Thrash Crawler, but you really do need Gajira Boot later. So you
Yeah.
know that you're gonna have to thrash that back at some point or draw the other.
And this version's running 2 or 3 thrash now.
It's a good question. I'll check. But definitely only 2 Gajira Boots.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the charger idea here too is, I mean, doesn't matter where you put anything really. I mean, because the whole deck can cycle through itself. Um, and this card is unique to Jungle. Um, Cavern Raider, a
Yeah.
pretty fresh little beastkin there that whenever it swings can grab a creature if it gets through unblocked. And you talk about a mid-range deck with tempo, like it wants to be swinging early, and it's generating advantage, or at least nullifying the shield that it's taking by giving your opponent a card.
Yeah.
You're also just gearing up for whatever you're doing the following turn.
I mean,
And I
importantly,
played
your
again.
deck has a ton of 5-drops, right? So the idea is you play Raider on 3, attack on 4, and that's the perfect time to search one of the 5-drops that you need, like Petrova. And Spencer recognizes
Petrova
its
and
importance.
Trias, yeah. If I can drop an initiate in between, like the perfect progression, I think for jungle, and we'll go back. We'll mention it during the deck profile because I'm mentioning it here, and time is weird, but Cavern Raider into Magris is just a really really good progression. Because you can just gear up for Kaiser and just
Yeah.
continue not swinging at shields, generating advantage, and just keeping your opponent off center. Um, And yeah, on 5 now, I continue to just try to put out Cavern Rider after 2 Spiral Gates from Spencer. He doesn't seem to have the hard removal for it in Volcano Charger, and that's a blessing at this point.
Yeah. He was able to avoid it for a couple turns here. But I mean, Declotanz has the burst shots now. It has, like you mentioned, Volcano Charger and Decloaz itself, but hard to deal with cards like Ganta, Petrova, Kaiser itself. Like, you need those Terra Pits and the Crimson Hammer too. Like, there's a lot of things to deal with really small things. So the Cavern Raider is still not going to get to attack, but if you're able to
Yeah.
beef up your board at all, it becomes a problem pretty quickly.
I'm interested, and again with the bracket tournament, you guys know this from last season. If there's 3 of us in the room, one of us is typically moderating both players just to make sure things don't get missed. Mana choices are made in hopefully the most correct way possible without feigning and knowing what's in the opponent's hand. But he puts down Blizzard there, I know you and him are on the same side of the table, and I'm wondering, seeing Ganta, if why Blizzard would necessarily go down unless you're just trying to dump Dekloaz here.
Yeah, I think he really wants to dump Dekloaz. I mean, he still has 4 shields left, so Ganta can probably pick off 1 or 2 more here, which isn't amazing. But Dekloaz is still the kind of card that'll wipe 3 things at once potentially next turn, so it's really good to get it out now in case your next turn is like maybe 2 smaller things, or you're holding them in your hand.
And if you're wondering why Spiral Gate hit the Magris there, it's because it cost a lot more to play on this turn, and you want to
Yeah,
avoid Kaiser or anything else, and especially knowing he's going to have Declotans hopefully the following turn, which able to swap out here. But if Declotans goes off, it'll deal with the Magris and whatever else
Declotans.
is in
The Waz. It's the Waz. He doesn't have the
Declo.
Tanz.
Sorry, yeah, that's just the namesake of the deck. Sorry, catch me when I drop the ball, please.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, soul swapping Decloaz is exactly what we want to do there. And Kujira Boot being the only other option means I get to lose a shield this turn, but that's fine. Kujira
Yeah.
Boot is essentially a vanilla creature on his board that can't deal with Ganta, and Decloaz does not typically want to attack, so I basically just put out a nothing creature on the board for him.
Yeah. It's nice that he no longer has to Thrash Crawler it back later, but he would much rather have Decloaz on board right now. Even though it doesn't deal with Ganta, it is definitely going to deal with a lot more in your deck than a 3000 power do nothing, as you said.
Yeah. And I'm feeling pretty good, feeling slightly behind the 8 ball. Granted you have 4 shields, but 2 Gantas on board is a lot of pressure, I think, for Declatans right now, especially since you put the Blizzard down,
It's
and
not
I'm
me, it's Spencer.
having a feeling he's wanting that card really badly.
Yeah. To be
Yeah.
fair, when you put it down, he
Mm,
had a 5000 power creature and you only had 1 Ganta, and now he has a 3000 power creature and you have 2 Gantas. So the situation has changed.
Quite a bit.
It
Quite a
would be
bit.
good, yeah. Because he might have had another answer for like 1 Ganta, and he was like, I'll just Declawaz the rest of things and deal with the Ganta with whatever else is in my hand. But now, oh yeah, this is interesting. We debated that turn for a long time, and I would be really curious to hear what you all would do. Those are his last 2 cards in hand. He was at 6 mana, Lost Soul, Apocalypse Vice. So Lost Soul would deal with the 2 cards unknown in your hand, Magris plus an unknown, and the Apoc obviously deals with the 2 Gantas. So my theory was that maybe Lost Soul had merit, then you just tank the 2 shields and hope that in those 2 shields on your next draw you find answers to Ganta. Because we know he's gonna, we know you're gonna Magris this turn at the very least,
I'm
unless you draw
gonna
something even better.
And that's yeah. So you're right, because now I remember that turn a lot, and that's why it took so long at 1.5 speed. That turn took almost 3 full minutes. But yeah, no. So Lost Soul there, because I think I would have drawn that Gata, because I think I had
Yeah,
Migalo. I
yeah, I
think I
saw
had
that.
Mig. Or, yeah, well, it might have been Magris and Holy All. I know I had at least Holy All in my hand. So
Well, my theory was
there's
that he could take the additional cards and even kind of wanted them because Spencer's actually top decking now, and that the known enemy of the 2 Gantas was better than the unknown of Magris into you having more card advantage, and the Lost Soul could deal with that. So
absolutely.
I think
I
they
think
were
I think
both
looking
good.
back at it, I was glad that you APOC'd, which
It
let me
wasn't
kind of
me.
back up a little bit more.
It was Spencer. I argued to Lost Soul, but it is very close. And I'm curious if you're watching this, what play might you have made at home?
Yeah,
Because I think
because
that was a really tight decision.
Magris means I have at least 3 cards. So yeah, you get to APOC and keep yourself off 2 shields being broken that turn. But the
Yeah.
repercussion is that a turn later I'm going to have at least one more card.
And again, I think he
Uh,
actually wanted
I
the
don't
shields there. That's my hot take, is that he was low on
right,
cards and he could have used
right,
them. And of course, if he
right.
bricks and just gets like garbage that doesn't deal with Gantas, he's probably going to lose. But his deck's a
Or
control deck and he has 7 mana, so you'd hope that he could find something that deals with Ganta.
and Jungle has the ability to just rip a Petrova, Mystrios, just shoot like the miraculous rebirth there
Yeah.
would have been nuts, because that would have been all the shields
Yeah,
if
so Spencer's getting rid of
Giannis
that.
knocked out. Yeah, so so Jungle had the potential to rip a lot of things with the Ganta, but you're right, it's a very a what if play, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're seeing the repercussions of doing the APOC side, 4 creatures versus Gajira boot, which is um getting in the way slightly. If you know it can
It's
handle
not.
most of the board, but
I mean, his slash charger was like the worst possible draw that he could have gotten, and
yeah,
there's only one in the
yeah,
deck, so that
yeah,
was a brick for sure.
that was not great.
And it
But I
kind of
passed
gives you the
again.
time to just like wait until
Yeah,
you can lethal him in one turn.
yeah, and that's the idea here. If I can avoid some form of mass removal over the course of the next turn, I think I can. And I'm wondering what I drew there because I just didn't make a play.
Yeah. Oh, steering wave. That makes sense. You just hold it.
Yeah.
I like it. And he Thrash Crawler's back, the Blizzard of Spears, so now it's get it done this turn or not at all, because Blizzard is coming down.
And I have Pyro in hand, which makes me wonder if I should have just gone for all four shields last turn. I couldn't have lethaled him, but I could have gotten all four
Yeah, it's interesting.
and still potentially had Pyro in hand.
Yeah, if you had Pyro last turn, I think maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
drawing like he drew really badly last turn, but that Thrash Crawler draw was quite good because it makes your
Yeah.
attack way worse. There's no lethal draw for you, and
Well,
now he's
Gajira Boot
obviously
would
got
have been able
Blizzard.
to crack back on one creature. Skeeto would have bounced with the Gata or just any of the other creatures. So I'd be down to two creatures on board with a Pyro in hand, with him potentially at no shields. Thrash Caller would not have been good enough. So
Yeah,
interesting there. Well, maybe a little loss in
yeah.
logic
I
getting
don't
deep in the
think
these turns.
I don't think he had nothing thrashable to get back like another Skeeto that would have helped him enough. So
Yeah, the turn here, and I'm not sure what I drew here, but the Searing Wave is obviously not doing much.
yep.
Um, Blizzard's going to deal with Skeeto and Gajira Boot for me, and I'm just trying to decide here if just taking the Blizzard is that's a tough thing because I can swing into
Ah,
two
yeah.
shields here, but then he just doesn't play Blizzard at that point. So I'm just at this point I have to force the Blizzard.
Yeah, because if he doesn't play it now, what you're saying is you'll play other things that get blizzarded and it'll hurt even more later.
Right.
And he'll have a
Well,
lot
if
more
I
cards too.
just swing in wildly into Thrash and Skeeto,
Yeah.
then Gajira Boot kills a card, and now it's just one creature versus Thrash anyways, and he gets to hold his Blizzard.
Yep.
So I'd rather have him play the Blizzard now and just try to set up again and just try to continue to put enough pressure on Deklo Tanz to where it won't really be able to do
Ooh,
anything.
that's a
Just see
good
lost.
lost soul. The second soul. So yeah, oh, the Mist Rios top deck. I remember being like, wow, that's a good draw. We'll
His
see if he has an answer. I feel like I remember this, and I remember him not having an answer.
Yeah, still haven't seen Volcano Charger, which is interesting.
True. Would be very good here for sure. Yeah, this is an interesting turn too. He thrashes back the Deklo. I mean, you're gonna be drawing off Mystrios more than likely anyway, because your deck is so dense for creatures. But now you're drawing even more. And yeah, getting back Deklo there while needed, like maybe it was Burst Shot, which would have backfired horribly with that Petrova draw on your part. Um, but even that being said, like Petrova's not. Oh, actually, you choose Beast Folk. But if he had gotten back Burst Shot, you would have chosen Guardian to protect Mystrios. So
Absolutely, yeah. Choosing Beast Folk here, I think, I'm say obvious, probably not obvious, but Cavern Raider nets a lot of advantage here, and I want to start putting more pressure on
yeah,
the board.
it's just chewing up Thrash Crawlers now.
Yeah,
So that's good.
exactly. If his best answer next turn is dealing with the Mystery Ops, it's already done enough damage. I think the Trova and those two Beast Folk will deal with the rest of whatever he can't do next turn.
Agreed.
And if his best play is Declawaz, then I think I win the following turn, or at least put enough pressure on board to turn him.
Yeah, he got back to Dekloaz, but now it's not really looking like it's going to be doing a lot on board. He still has to play it, really, because, like, what else is there? Probably not much.
Yeah,
Petrova is only a 1-of in your deck, but boy, is it good against Declotans.
yeah, absolutely. 6 mana here. That you Galzor?
Oh,
Sure
it
is.
is. We found it. And
Oh, I think I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, give me a minute.
okay.
um, Trying to decide. What am I trying to decide here? Oh, okay. So yeah, playing
Mana?
mana because
Yeah.
I can play Jigalzor and the fast attacker.
Fast attacker?
Speed attacker? No, I just play Migalo. All right.
Migalo's
Go me.
kind of cute, honestly. Because you don't need to play a speed attacker. Jagalzor makes a thing speed attacker, right?
Yeah, it does. And I think I was banking on Pyrofighter, but
The only thing that would punish you here is a Terrapit right now.
right, right.
And even then, like, you're still looking pretty good on board.
I think I'm explaining how Jigalzor works to Spencer. I think that's what's taking a minute here, and we're just trying to decide what the proper lineage is here.
That's pretty
First
good.
shot's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Petrova called Beast Folk, so there go the initiates. Had a good time, because otherwise he was dead.
Yeah, it's a shame I can't search. I think I grab.
Oh, you have Twin, yeah.
Show the camera.
You do have to show with Cavern Raider, everybody. Finally, Cavern Raider search is a thing this game. Goodness, it took a while. But Control is good at stopping it. Jigalzor swings in. Spencer can choose basically to lose his Thrashcrawler for free, or like he doesn't do that, so you can technically break him down to 0, but you would lose Petrova in the process.
I think I want to take the favorable trade with Bronze Arm Tribe.
Oh,
here.
yeah. Well, it'd be even, but that's still really good for you.
Yeah, the favorable trade in that Bronze Arm Tribe is essentially getting a lot of value here if it takes out Thrashcrawler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see what he goes for. But Spencer's back is up against the wall here. Like, the Beast Folk aside, like, he can't really deal with Jigalzor easily. Currently, Deklo lost taps and kills nothing.
Having the conversation here, too, about just what's more valuable, the block or the shield. And I think the conversation is typically the shield. But it's weird because Jigalzor is an X factor. And that if I get to break a shield, I can make other things fast attacker. Speed
No, you
attacker,
can't.
whatever they're called now.
God, we are on season 2 in the play-ins.
They got it. Comment down below.
Died.
Know what's what. They're keeping up. The kids at home are smart. Gotta give them
It is funny though hearing people who like have never played Kaijudo at all. Like, oh, I'm glad you're back to Duel Masters because I never played Kaijudo. I don't know what the hell a fast attacker is. That's good stuff.
Clamp, which is the and I ripped the Pyrofighter. That's fun.
Oh yeah, but you didn't need it. You're good to go.
Yeah,
right.
That was yeah. Things got out of hand when I ripped the Mystery House.
Yeah, honestly, I think that game was after that second Lost Soul, I think, or whatever it was. I think that game was probably very lost for you unless you drew Mysterios in the next 1 or 2 turns. But that, speaks to the power of Mysterios. That's why it's in the deck, because it does that. Gets you back into the game. It just turns an okay board into that.
Heart's strong, guys. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it a lot in season 2. So get ready. But Deklo Tanz taking the game 1 loss here.
Yeah.
Deklo Tanz not having a great job dealing with these faster paced and I don't know what you call it in this case tribal deck, but Deklo Tanz lost out to Hydrus in season 1.
It did.
Another deck that kind of tempos out and makes all of its stuff a lot bigger and annoying to deal with, and seeming to have a similar issue with light fire nature tribal.
Yeah. No volcano chargers hurt. There are some other lines to be discussed, like maybe against the Mysterios, he just decides to play nothing, prays that you draw one of your spells, and then maybe he draws removal the following turn. He went for the Thrash for Deklo, which is like trying to set up your win con. I get it. It just clearly did not work out this time because after the Mysterios, things just kind of exploded on your board. So we'll see. Does he draw the charges this game? Or he is going first for sure against this deck.
Yeah, Deklo Tanz is missing a lot of its 2-drops, if not all of them. Correct?
No, it's got Spiral Gates. He played 2 against you last game, and it's got at least 1 Skeeto and 1 Hammer. So there's like 5 or 6, I think. But it's also got more shield triggers than it did previously because it has Burst Shot now, and it has more chargers, so it gets to the late game much faster.
Burst Shot's not going to do a lot against that Gauntef. Telling you, man, Gauntef feels good on 2. Don't know of another turn it feels better, and I'm just hitting my stride here. We are just on tempo.
That Manus, that the bronze arm curve is so good, you're not even tapping things.
It's just
I
Yeah,
realized recently that you sometimes untap like right after your turn, which like functionally makes all the sense. But then like watching it back when I'm trying to narrate, I'm like, when did the turn end? Is he did Spencer
yeah,
pass?
no, absolutely. Like, I'm not doing us any favors here, but yeah, it's just haphazard, man. Things untap, things don't tap.
I'm trying to be better about that myself now, and it's tedious just because like
Yeah.
for the YouTube people.
Well, I
You're
used to be
welcome.
meticulous about it. Like, go back what 5, not even 10
Yeah,
years,
I
and
remember in
like I
Kaijudo,
would
I just
like
didn't tab anything,
it
and you
was
hated
well, it
it.
was light piles, fire piles. Like my mana as it
Yeah,
is now would never look this way.
but that's better
Everything
though,
was
because you tap
packed
things more
evenly.
like that, right?
Well, no, what I'm saying is like the
No, you
2
used to
fire cards would
organize.
be in their own pile.
Yeah, but
2
that's
light cards
dumb.
would be in their own
Because
right?
usually when you tap, you want to tap like one of each, generally.
Yeah, no, for sure, and
Anyway,
that's
that's
the
an
logic
8,000
of it.
power Ganta. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm becoming a oh, yeah, yeah, I called, didn't call human, if that's what you're thinking.
Beast folk, everybody, just in
Well,
case.
yeah,
And
I
this has
as I
not
think
worked out
about,
for
like,
Spencer at all.
Petrova, yeah, he has to just blizzard away the Petrova, which, again,
Still not
isn't
bad.
bad, but
Yeah,
that Gauntlet is just
taking
going
its
the
fourth
distance.
shield here, or whatever it
Oh,
is.
yeah, and dropping
Oh my
Jigao's on
god.
6, I just curved out perfectly.
Terror Pit is
And
necessary. He
unfortunately,
needs to find an answer immediately, and also needs to not die to a speed attacker.
and
He's
that
never
Terror
found
Pit was
water mana, which is
healed
interesting.
too late.
Yeah, no water so far. Krill would be pretty good here. Do you know if you have it?
And I don't think I have the fast attacker in my hand. The speed attacker, the thing that goes quick.
The thing that
Don't
goes
have
quick.
I don't have the quick boy in my hand right now, I don't think.
Oh, I'm just gonna call
So
him Quick Boys now.
that's yep. We figured it out, guys. Spencer has a quick boy in his mana.
He
Plaza
does.
boy.
It is not gonna be relevant here probably because it's in mana and he's only going up to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really rough. I mean, he's only staring down a Ganta, so on paper it seems like a potentially um comebackable
Papery.
game, but he really would have liked to play that Thrash Crawler, and I
Yeah, I
don't
do
think he had
remember
other
this.
water mana.
Yeah, because if he had had a second water mana, you could have played Thrash and Spiral in the same turn, and
Yeah.
that would have been the setup required. Oh, I do have the quick boy in my hand. Look at that.
Oh, so he plays Corpse Charger literally just to ramp here. That's interesting. Yeah,
And I turned sideways for the BM. Yeah, man.
that was a
Tribal.
rough
Tribal
game.
gets there. Yeah, that was not great for him.
Because if he
And
had, he could have put a Spiral Gate in mana and played Thrash, but there was nothing to get back that would have dealt with Ganta or your hand. So yeah, just rough game 2 for Deklo
yeah,
Tanz there.
but light fire nature jungle gets there.
It
Um,
does.
yeah, it's a cool deck, man. I like the idea, and tribal makes a lot more sense. I don't know why it was so hard for me to find that word prior to this match, but I like the idea of being able to take this deck in different lines, especially like obviously it just won the first game we played with it here in the play-in tournament. But I'm always looking at these decks and what I think they can do more of in the future. And this deck plays a lot of beast folk. So
It does.
cards like Spider Duel Thing and Bark Whip could be cute in this. I think to some degree, similar
Oh
to kind of
boy.
how Kaiser is just a big beater. Um, Spider Duel Thing can maybe just get you there sometimes and give you the mana you need to play cards like Twin Cannon and Jigalzor with additional things.
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
could
I
be
like it
cool.
a lot. Any final thoughts on this play-in?
Well,
Now that we got Jungle versus Water Fire.
it's sad to see Deklo Tanz out, but hey, it sort of tried to do its thing. We didn't get to see any Deklo Tanz loops in season 2, but oh well. Maybe it'll be back, maybe it won't. Leave a comment, let us know how you feel about the deck, and stay tuned because we're gonna see the two aggressive decks battle it out for the 16th seed
Yeah,
between Water, Fire, Rush, and Jungle. It's gonna be dope. I'm excited.
yeah. Stay on the lookout for that, guys. We'll have that posted here shortly. You guys have seen all the deck profiles for the play-in tournaments, so we're just going to throw up this final, and then we will have our 16-man season 2 brackets seated and ready to play. So be on the lookout for some channel updates. We'll have this finals posted here shortly, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think, and
Leave a like.
see you guys
Peach.
like.
No, you gotta leave a like. They gotta leave a like. You didn't say like,
Leave
just
a like, leave
comments.
that thumbs
If you
up.
comment without
I'm
liking, it's sad.
loving that. Well, I don't know. Can people even dislike things anymore? I'm saying
Yeah,
it
but
now. Someone's
only you can see it in your dashboard. Don't do that to test that out. Just leave likes. That's what we want to
I
see.
understand, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. The likes have been great. Really appreciate you guys doing all that and commenting. And yeah, we'll see you guys for the finals in this play-in as we gear up for season two's complete bracket tournament. Till next time. Peach.
Each